The market doesn't care about your dreams, your fears, or your bank account. It will chew you up and spit you out unless you master one thing: consistency. But here's the secret no one tells you. It's not about finding the perfect strategy or outsmarting the charts. It's about winning the war against your own emotions every single day. I've been in your shoes, staring at a screen, heart pounding as a trade slips into the red, that sinking feeling in my gut urging me to break my rules just this once. I've ridden the high of a winning streak, feeling like I'd cracked the code to wealth, only to watch it all vanish in one reckless moment. Trading isn't just about numbers, patterns, or indicators. It's a mirror that reflects your deepest fears, your wildest hopes, and every flaw you've ever tried to hide. Consistency in trading isn't something the market hands you on a silver platter. It's a battle you fight within yourself, day after day, trade after trade. Most traders fail, not because they lack knowledge or a killer strategy, but because they can't master their own minds. Let me take you through why consistency is the true holy grail of trading, why it's so damn hard to achieve, and how you can build it to transform not just your trading, but your entire life. Every trader dreams of consistency. You start this journey with fire in your belly, picturing steady profits rolling in, financial freedom within reach, and the confidence to call yourself a trader. I remember my early days, hunched over my laptop, binge-watching YouTube tutorials, scribbling notes on candlestick patterns, and believing that if I just learned enough, I'd unlock the secret to endless wins. I'd spend hours tweaking indicators, back-testing strategies, convinced that the next system would be the one. But then, the market hits you like a freight train. That strategy you thought was bulletproof? It fails in live trading. That winning trade you were so proud of? It turns into a loss because you got greedy and held on too long. Doubt creeps in, fear takes hold, and before you know it, you're jumping from one system to another, chasing that elusive feeling of control. Sound familiar? I've been there, and I know the frustration of thinking you're so close, only to watch consistency slip through your fingers like sand. The truth is, consistency doesn't come from the market. The market is a chaotic, unpredictable beast. One day it trends smoothly, the next it's chopping sideways, and sometimes it moves for no reason at all. It doesn't care about your carefully crafted plan or your dreams of quitting your day job. It's not built to give you steady, predictable results. It's a wild, irrational force that thrives on uncertainty. Expecting the market to hand you consistency is the first mistake every trader makes. I learned this the hard way, blowing accounts because I thought a better strategy would solve everything. But here's the real kicker. Consistency has to come from you. It's born in your behavior, your mindset, and your ability to execute your plan with unwavering discipline, no matter what the market throws at you. It's not about predicting every move, it's about controlling how you respond to those moves. Why is consistency so hard to achieve? Because your brain is wired to sabotage you. I've felt the sting of fear when a trade went against me, that voice in my head whispering, "What if I lose everything? What if I'm not cut out for this?" I've been seduced by greed, staring at a profitable trade and thinking, just a little longer and this could be huge. Our survival instincts, fear, greed, impatience, are the enemies of discipline. Fear makes you hesitate, causing you to miss perfect setups because you're terrified of another loss. Greed pushes you to over-leverage, turning a small win into a catastrophic loss when the market reverses. Impatience drives you to take trades that don't fit your plan just to feel like you're in the game. I've been guilty of all of this, refreshing charts obsessively, forcing trades out of boredom, only to regret it when the losses piled up. These emotions aren't just hurdles, they're landmines that explode your consistency. The market doesn't punish bad strategies nearly as much as it punishes emotional decisions. Every impulsive click of the buy or sell button breaks the chain of discipline that builds stable, long-term results. Let's get personal for a moment. Early in my trading journey, I had a week where I nailed 3 trades in a row. I felt like a king, untouchable, ready to take on Wall Street. So I doubled my position size, ignored my risk rules, and thought, this is my moment. One bad trade later, those gains were gone, and I was back to square one, kicking myself for being so reckless. Overconfidence is a silent killer, creeping in after a few wins and convincing you the rules don't apply anymore. Then there's fear. I've sat frozen, watching a textbook setup form, but unable to pull the trigger because I'd lost the last 3 trades. That fear didn't just cost me money, it cost me opportunities I'd spent hours preparing for. And impatience? Oh, I've been there too. Sitting for hours, waiting for my setup, only to jump into a mediocre trade because I couldn't stand the boredom. The market doesn't care about your feelings, but it will exploit them every chance it gets.
Consistency dies when you let these emotions drive your decisions. So, what does consistency really look like? It's not about winning every trade or making profits every day. It's about showing up, day after day, and executing your plan with relentless discipline. Think of a casino. They don't care about one spin of the roulette wheel. They know their edge, and over thousands of spins, they win. That's how I learned to approach trading. Each trade is just one spin, meaningless on its own. But over hundreds of trades, your edge, your discipline process starts to shine. I used to obsess over every loss, feeling like a failure, questioning my worth as a trader. Then I realized that consistency isn't about perfection. It's about sticking to your rules, even when it hurts. It's about taking a loss when your plan says so, even when your gut screams to hold on. It's about walking away from a tempting trade that doesn't fit your criteria. It's boring, repetitive, and unglamorous, but it's the only path to lasting success. Here's a story that changed how I see trading. A friend of mine, Sarah, started trading around the same time I did. She had a simple strategy, nothing fancy, just breakouts with strict risk management. For weeks, she stuck to it, even when losses piled up. I watched her take small controlled losses, never wavering, while I was jumping between systems, chasing every shiny new indicator I found online. By the end of 3 months, Sarah was profitable. Not rich, but consistent. Her account was growing steadily, and she had this calm confidence I envied. Meanwhile, I was still breaking even, frustrated and confused. Her secret? She didn't chase wins, she chased discipline. She didn't care about being right, she cared about being consistent. That was the moment I realized. The market rewards those who master themselves, not those who master the charts. How do you build this kind of consistency? It starts with clarity. I used to trade with vague rules like enter when it looks good. That's not a plan, that's guesswork. Now I have crystal clear entries, exits, and risk parameters. I know exactly what I'm looking for before the market opens. Specific price levels, confirmed signals, defined risk to reward ratios. Clarity eliminates hesitation and keeps emotions in check. Next, you need trust, not in the market, but in your system. I spent months backtesting my strategy, learning its win rate, its drawdowns, its rhythm. That data gave me the confidence to stick with it, even through losing streaks. Without trust, every loss feels like proof your system is broken. With trust, losses are just part of the math. I can't tell you how freeing it was to realize that a losing trade wasn't a personal failure, it was just a data point in a bigger picture. Routine is another cornerstone. Every morning, I review my charts, set my levels, and mentally prepare for every outcome, win or lose. I journal every trade, not just the numbers, but how I felt, what I did right, and where I screwed up. That journal became my mirror, showing me my weaknesses and forcing me to grow. I noticed patterns, not in the market, but in myself. I saw how fear made me exit trades too early, how greed made me hold too long. Journaling turned those mistakes into lessons, and over time, I stopped repeating them. Patience is just as critical. I used to chase every price spike, thinking I was missing out. Now I wait, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days, for my setup. Patience isn't just waiting, it's trusting that the right trade will come. It's hard, especially when you see others posting huge wins online, but those wins often come at the cost of blown accounts. Patience keeps you in the game. Detachment is a game changer. I stopped tying my self-worth to my P&L. A losing day doesn't make me a failure. It's just data. A winning day doesn't make me a genius. It's just execution. This mindset keeps me steady, no matter what the market does. It's not about being emotionless. It's about not letting emotions dictate your actions. I still feel the rush of a win, the sting of a loss, but I don't act on them. I act on my plan. Humility is the final piece. The market has humbled me more times than I can count. It's bigger than me, and it always will be. Accepting that keeps me grounded, focused on my process, not my ego. I've learned to respect the uncertainty, to see losses as lessons, and to keep refining my approach. Before we dive deeper, let me share something personal. Trading changed my life, but not because I got rich overnight. It taught me who I am. It showed me my weaknesses, my impatience, my ego, and forced me to confront them. It also showed me my strength, my ability to keep going, to learn from mistakes, to build something real. That's why I poured my heart into my ebook, Master Your Mind, Master Your Trades.
It's not just about trading. It's about becoming the person who can face the market and win. If you're ready to stop chasing and start building, grab your copy using the link in the description or pinned comment. It's packed with the lessons I wish I'd had when I started. Practical steps to control your emotions, stay disciplined, and trade like a pro. Consistency isn't sexy. It's not the thrill of a 10x trade or the rush of catching a perfect move. It's showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting the process, even when it feels like nothing's happening. I used to think trading was about outsmarting the market. Now I know it's about outsmarting myself. Every time I wanted to double my lot size after a win, I had to remind myself, one trade doesn't define me. Every time I wanted to move my stop loss, I had to say, the plan is bigger than this moment. Consistency is built in those quiet moments when you choose discipline over emotion, when you say no to temptation and yes to your future. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Let's talk about the psychological traps that kill consistency. Fear is the biggest. I felt it. That tightening in my chest when a trade goes red, the voice telling me I'm about to lose everything. Fear makes you hesitate, exit early, or skip setups altogether. Then there's greed. I've held on to winning trades too long, thinking I could squeeze out more, only to watch profits evaporate. Greed doesn't just cost you money, it costs you trust in your system. Impatience is another killer. I forced trades just to feel like I was doing something, only to realize I was trading my emotions, not my plan. And overconfidence, that's the trap that hits after a winning streak. You start feeling invincible, bending rules, taking bigger risks. I've done it, and I've paid the price, every time. Self-sabotage is the sneakiest enemy. Deep down, I used to believe I didn't deserve success. I'd be up for the week, then make reckless trades that gave it all back. It wasn't bad luck, it was my subconscious pulling me back to a place of struggle. Trading forces you to face your self-image. If you don't believe you're worthy of success, you'll find ways to sabotage it. Comparison is another trap. I used to scroll through social media, seeing traders post massive wins, and feel like I was falling behind. That pressure made me force trades, break rules, and lose focus. The irony is, those traders rarely post their losses, their blown accounts, their quiet exits from the game. Comparing yourself to others steals your focus and kills your consistency. So how do you break free? Start with a system that's yours. I spent months refining a strategy that fit my personality. Simple, clear, and based on data. It's not about complexity, it's about clarity. My system has specific rules. Enter on a breakout with a confirmed signal, risk 1% per trade, aim for a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. I know my win rate, my drawdowns, my edge. That clarity gives me confidence to act, even when fear whispers doubts. Trust comes next. Backtest your strategy until you know it inside out. I tested mine over thousands of trades, so when losses hit, I knew they were part of the process. Trust turns losses from failures into statistics. Routine is your anchor. Every day, I follow the same steps. Analyze the market, set my levels, review my plan. I journal every trade, noting what I did, how I felt, and what I learned. That routine keeps me grounded, even when the market goes wild. Patience is non-negotiable. I've learned to wait for my setups, even if it means sitting on my hands for days. It's not easy, especially when you see price spiking and others bragging about profits. But patience isn't just waiting, it's trusting that your edge will show up. Detachment keeps you sane. I don't celebrate wins like I've won the lottery, and I don't mourn losses like I've lost everything. They're just traits, part of a bigger picture. Humility keeps you honest. The market will always be bigger than you, and accepting that keeps you focused on what you can control.
your actions. Consistency isn't a destination, it's a way of life. It's waking up every day knowing you'll face fear, greed, and doubt, but choosing to follow your plan anyway. It's celebrating the trades you didn't take as much as the ones you did. It's understanding that every loss is a lesson, every win is a step, and every day is a chance to get better. I've made every mistake in the book, overtrading, revenge trading, ignoring my rules, and each one taught me that consistency isn't about avoiding pain, but about embracing it as part of the process. The market will test you, tempt you, and try to break you. But if you can stay steady, if you can choose discipline over impulse, you'll find something most traders never do: freedom. The market doesn't owe you consistency, it's something you create. It's the courage to take a loss and move on. It's the humility to admit you don't control the charts. It's the patience to wait for your edge, even when the world screams, "Act now." I've seen traders with genius-level strategies fail because they couldn't stick to them. I've seen traders with simple systems succeed because they never wavered. The difference isn't talent or luck, it's the choice to be consistent. So ask yourself, are you trading for the rush or are you trading for the long game? Are you chasing wins or are you building a legacy? Consistency isn't just the holy grail of trading. It's the key to unlocking the life you dreamed of when you started. Choose it, fight for it, and watch the market start to reward you.